Okay, so if we're trying to do the perimeter here, again, it's going to be this side, okay, which is 40, plus this side, which is 34. All right, but then we have to add this arc, because remember, perimeter is all the way around the outside. So in the past, like the last practice quiz, perimeter sides are always straight. You just add them all and it's easy. But now we have some straight sides and we have some arcs. So for the arcs, we're going to have to do like arc length. But again, you're not even really going to think about it like the formula. This is a half circle. So that's why they have this over here. It's literally just like the circumference divided by 2.
The circumference is 32.
So the 32 is the diameter of the circle.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, like we always said, circumference was 2 times pi times r. But if you do 2 times the radius, that gives you the diameter. So pretty much the 32, you're just going to put that next to a pi. But if you think about it, okay, that would be if it was a full circle.
So you half it.
So we half it. So that's why I have the little formula up there. It says pi times the diameter divided by 2. Because pi times the diameter would give you all the way around that whole circle. And then if you want half of it, you divide it by 2. Okay, the reason this is kind of weird too is because normally I'd give it to you like that. I'd give you the radius and you'd be like, oh, okay, double it, that's 32, multiply it by pi, and then you would divide that by 2. But remember, doubling the radius, if they give you the diameter, that is double the radius. Yeah. So it's kind of making it easier. It's supposed to make it easier, but it looks crazy because we haven't really done it like this. Okay, so that little arc is going to be 32 pi over 2, right? Then we have this side down here is 24, so we can add that easily. Now we have another half circle, and keep in mind that 34 right here is the same right there. So that one's going to be 34 pi divided by 2. All right, so when we do this, okay, I'm going to go over this one with you because I think there's another one. If we add up, okay, first I'm going to add up all the numbers. So like 40 plus 34 plus 24, that gives me 98. So if I do that plus that plus that, that gives me 98. All right, now we got to worry about the pies. Okay, so I just want to show you guys like how we add pies together. So here, this one would be 16 pi once we like divide it by 2. Is everybody okay with that? So think about it like 32x over 2. You do the number divided by the number, and then you just put it next to an x. It works the same way with pies. Okay, so if you do 32 divided by 2, that's 16, and then you just put it next to the pi. So this one over here on the left would just be 17 pi.
And you can add them together.
You can add them together, and then you just put the pi next to it. So what's 17 plus 16? 33. And then we just put the pi next to it. And so think about like if you did 98 plus 33x, we can't combine those, right? They're not like terms. One of them has an x, one of them doesn't. Same thing works with numbers and pies. Okay, the numbers, you add all the numbers up, that gives you 98. You add all the pies up, that gives you 33. And then you put those two things together. And so it should be this one here. So when you start combining pies and stuff, it's just think about like terms, combining like terms. You can add two things with the pie, and then you just add the numbers, put a pie next to it. You could divide by pies, right? Like pi divided by pi, they would cancel out. 35 divided by 5 would be 7. We can add them like we just did. 35 pi plus 5 pi would be 40 pi. Just like x's.
Yeah, so they're like variables. Just, you can do anything.
Yeah, they're just exactly like a variable. Just keep in mind, like, it's not a variable, it's actually a number, but you treat it just like a variable. And like when you get to next year, you're never gonna you're never gonna have to go right here, okay, 40 times pi decimal. You could if you needed to, but next year it's gonna be enough, like you're just gonna stop with the pies.
So you're not gonna need to solve for it.
Yes.
As long as you put it next to it.
Yes, exactly. You're not gonna need to solve for it. Because it basically just makes another step that you have to do on your calculator.